My guest today went from being a cashier in Pigeon Point to becoming the Minister of Sport and Community Development. Shamfa Kujo, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me here on your show, and thanks for coming to Tobago.
Who was Shamfa Kujo as a child?
Oh, wow. Shamfa Kodra as a child. Inquisitive. I like to read. I like to play. I was quiet up until standard 2. I met up on a girl named Diane Samuel, and after that I got she talks in class too much.
Right, serious.
So upon meeting me, people may think I'm to myself an introvert, but once I'm in the right space or you get to know me and I feel the freedom to let go and interact, I'm a very, very high energy, interactive, playful person. So I would say as a child, I think I'm the same person.
Serious.
When people meet me, they say, you're still the same person. That is one thing I appreciate about you, that you haven't changed. So I would say the same person I was as a youngster, open, honest, forthright. Some people say bossy.
You think so?
I like to get things done. I don't want to know the how and the why it can't get done. I like to get things done.
How did your childhood shape you becoming a politician?
Oh, wow. I'm a middle child. I'm the fourth of 8 children, and we're all just about a year apart. And I never felt comfortable with my big sister speaking for me because I felt like we're only a couple years apart. What makes you feel you're so much bigger than I am?
Yeah.
You know, so I always like to speak up for myself. I like to speak up for others. I don't like people to be taken advantage of, and I always found myself standing up for people and fighting for people. So I think that has helped me to become more confident, more courageous, and a voice for people and a strong person representing those who are weak. That is who I have always been. So my early years of leadership started as being a Royal Bank Young Leader and then being on the student council at Signal Hill Secondary, always being a voice for the voiceless. That is where I started, and I think that stuck with me through the years.
As a child, did you want to be a politician?
No,
Serious?
I wanted to be a meteorologist.
Right,
because when I was in fifth form, I did very well in geography, and especially the part of geography that deals with meteorology. The weather guy on the TV, and he always used to wear these very boring shirt jacks, and I was like, first thing first, I would like to see a woman do that job, and I want to see a woman dressing nice and neat and stylish doing that job. So I wanted to be a meteorologist, probably for the wrong reason, but that is what I was attracted to. And however, in those days you didn't have GATE, you didn't have free education. If your parents didn't have the money to send you to college, you didn't go, or you just focus on getting 5 CXC subjects and then going into the public service. So at that time, my parents didn't have the money, and I had to go on to 6th form, even though I didn't want to go to 6th form. While there, my teacher recognized I like to read a lot and write a lot, and she suggested that I enter essay writing competition in the papers, and I wrote the essay,
and
I won. And the award for winning was to go represent your country at the United Nations Millennium Youth Congress in Hawaii. And I went. Matter of fact, after I wrote the essay, the judges did not believe that I had written the essay, so they came to Trinidad and Tobago to interview me to make sure that I was the person who wrote the essay.
I had it like that.
Yeah, my father had me reading a lot. But anyway, went on to Hawaii, and I saw other young people who were in leadership in their different communities and their countries throughout the world, and came back, and we were then on a mission to form the Tobago Youth Council. And from there, I got the experience in speaking up for others and going the extra mile. And after that, I took the SAT because, as I said, we didn't have the money to just send me off to college. So I did the SAT over and over and over and over until I got the scores I wanted, and I got scholarship to go to a school in the US. And when I went there, the scholarship that was available was for international studies, which would have been my second choice. I did it. I passed with distinction. I graduated with honors.
But you're
and
bright,
I just
Shamfa.
continued along that path. Yeah, I was a little nerdish.
So many accomplishments as a woman. How do you go to bed feeling at night?
I'm humbled. I'm humbled because I get to represent a good people. I'm humbled because I get to serve the people who raised me, the people who love me. I am not because I was bright. I am who I am and where I'm at in life, not because my parents pushed me, but this is a community effort. This is a Tobago effort. And I know I belong to the people. So it's a real, I feel humble to be able to serve them. The people who make sure that I didn't stray, the people who made sure I studied, the people who make sure that the environment and the community was a safe space for me to be and for me to speak up and for me to represent them. So I'm really humbled that they have chosen me to give back to them and to nurture and to grow them in the way that they have nurtured and grown me. So it's a really humbling experience and I'm privileged to be their representative.
Which achievement do you feel most proud of so far?
I think I'm most pleased about the ability to develop programs on the cuff. As I go on, I hear, so for instance, programs like 40 under 40. When I first developed 40 under 40, I was at the Ministry of Sport and Youth, and the whole idea was to change the narrative about young people and to put them in contact with persons who are excelling, not necessarily in traditional careers, but in careers that you don't necessarily have to have gotten 5 subjects or 6 C passes. People who can use their hands. You had DJs, athletes, you had people like Christian Buku who's doing fashion designing and so on, coming into the schools, getting in contact with young people and showing them, hey, I am under 40 and here I am excelling, not in your traditional work, but here I am using this gift because God gave everybody a gift that we can monetize so that we can excel and be successful in life. So I started with 40 under 40 in the Ministry of Youth. We also did the LEAP where we used the community centers to prepare youngsters for the world of work. We developed the AIM program where we help them to get internships and so on so they can get some experience, because oftentimes we say we want them to have all these subjects and then you get vexed with them when they don't have the experience. So it's about creating opportunities. So we have Pink Rain campaign promoting women and girls in sport so that you can remain active as a woman, encouraging women to stay in sport. You have I Choose Sport, where we take sports to the different schools and expose the youngsters to different sporting disciplines. So it's pretty much just listening. Empower TT. Empower TT. I'm delighted by what this experiment that I first came up with have turned into. I did this in collaboration with, it was just an idea, and the people in the Ministry of Youth and the Ministry of Sport and Community Development took it and ran with it. And it's providing a platform for men to share, to teach each other, to share their feelings. It's a men-only space. We call it we take a community center and transform it into a man cave. And only men could go there and share and mentor and so on. And we expose them to 3 months of apprenticeship where they can try their hands at something they say they aspire to be. So even if you have fallen off, you don't have any subject, you don't have any idea what you want to do next, there is a program for you to just find your way again. We have a similar program for the women called the Boss Lady Project. It's about teaching you to be an entrepreneur using the skills that you have. We partner them with persons from NEDCO and from She Trades in the Ministry of Trade and have them learn different skills, get certified in the skills and go towards starting their own businesses. Oftentimes as government you may come up with your own ideas, but it's not necessarily what the people want exactly how they want it. So we have to listen, and that's what I have been doing, walking, staying connected, listening and delivering projects that would help the people.
What is the biggest problem that you hear from people and how do you plan to solve it?
The biggest problem
from
I
citizens.
hear from citizens, it's opportunities is only for certain people. And oftentimes they just don't know where to go and how to get from stage 1 to stage 2. So for me, that is why walking the ground is so important, staying connected with the people, allowing them to come into your office every Tuesday. I have Tobago Tuesday, so they can come to my constituency office. We have forms day because some people are uncomfortable with forms, because oftentimes to get into a program or to get a grant or get support, you have to fill out some paperwork, and people are somewhat uncomfortable with that, and we do the forms for them. And there are so many different ministries with different programs offering assistance. Also in the Tobago House of Assembly, there are different programs. It's educating them that here, it's within your reach, and we are here to help you. That's why we have a little slogan that says, make use of your MP. The relationship goes beyond you putting your vote on election day.
Yeah.
After you voted for your MP on election day, you keep in touch. You visit the office. You reach out to your MP when you need help. That is why we are there. We belong to you, to serve you. And I think that that is what makes my job exciting, because I get the chance to serve a good people.
Right. I want to thank you so much for your passion. I brought a token of my appreciation for you here today. It's a fragrance that is made in Trinidad and Tobago.
Lovely. Thank you. That's what we're talking about. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I really appreciate it.
No problem. I wish you all the best in your future political endeavors.
Thank you.
I hope everything play out the way you want to play out.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you so
If you didn't know, now you know.